On this week's FAS TV, we are focusing on showing livestock. We hear from the organisers of the Royal Northern Spring Show, considered by many as the first agricultural show of the year. We also meet show enthusiast Michael Robertson, who shares with us how showing cattle has gone from a hobby to a full-time part of his farming business, with a real focus now being producing show quality cattle.
The Spring Show is the first agricultural show in the calendar for the year. It's held at Thainstone at Inverurie and attracts visitors from all over the northeast and the wider area of Scotland. Exhibitors come to exhibit horses, cattle, exhibition cattle, pedigree bulls, carcass cattle. We've got breeding sheep and fat lambs. And also lots of machinery dealerships are here advertising what they've got, and the wider agricultural community, people who they come along to show what they can offer and to meet farmers and the general public. Aberdeenshire is well renowned for its quality livestock, so the show is a great showcase for all the local farmers to show what they've got, and a chance for people from throughout Scotland and even further south to come along and buy pedigree cattle, pedigree bulls, and also the exhibition cattle for forward showing. So the RNCI was set up more than 25 years ago, about 25 years ago, by directors of the RNAS, and it's to educate children about where their food comes from and about agriculture in the wider sense. The RNCI is based up in Aberdeenshire, covering Aberdeenshire, Aberdeen City and Murray. And children get the opportunity to come along to the show and see a wide range of things to take their interest. And this year it's city schools, so Aberdeen City pupils are coming out, and there's going to be approximately 350 pupils, and they'll be led by volunteers, taking them around the show to various stands, and they get to see all the animals in the different areas and also some of the machinery, and we've got a tractor nearby for them to be able to get a seat on as well. And some of the feed companies also do demonstrations and talks to them, so just give them an insight on where their food comes from.
The society was formed in 1843 by a group of progressive farmers and forward-thinking landowners with the aims and objectives to enhance agriculture and improve rural economy. That year we were honoured with a royal patronage. Our current patron is Princess Anne, who attends the show on a regular basis. Apart from the spring show, we have a cereals growing competition, we have a turnip competition, there's a good farming practice competition, and every second year we have a specialised event. The next event is taking place on the 28th of May, very much focusing on quality beef production. The Spring Show is the one show that all the trade stands say they do a lot of business. First event of the year, we're coming out of winter, farmers are thinking what they're going to be needing for the coming season. The manufacturers don't always do deals on the day, but it very much leads to business later on in the year. Farming is a very lonely business now. There's not nearly the amount of trade representatives going about with Facebook and emails and whatever. So people need to get out and away from the daily grind, meeting friends, meeting new friends, discussing their problems, picking up new ideas, and just making them realise that they're not the only one with problems. Visitors can expect to see a large display of trade stands showing the latest technical innovations. There is the finest exhibition show cattle in the district, a large selection of pedigree bulls, and the horse section, which is 50% larger than has been in the past. The highlight for me is meeting of farmers I've been involved in the Royal Northern Agricultural Society for 10 to 12 years now. Before, I would hardly have known anybody in this area. Being involved, I'll be bumping into every second person I know. Met a lot of friendly people and gained a lot of tips for my own farm.
Best thing about the show for me is seeing lots of people, meeting friends that you haven't maybe seen since last year's shows, and just catching up and getting to see everything that's on offer. We're lucky that there's young farmers sections, so there's things for all ages. We've got school pupils, young farmers, and also older farmers like myself come along to meet people and see what's on offer. So the show is great for people to come along and meet friends, but also to see what's going on in the industry. The trade stands are advertising what the latest products and things that they've got to sell, and obviously we're lucky with the cattle and the sheep. We get a chance to buy future the breeding stock and the bulls, and also exhibition cattle to go on and show at summer shows and winter shows.
Michael Robertson from Fodder Letter, Tom and Towel has been showing cattle for over 30 years. He's renowned across the northeast of Scotland for producing top quality commercial show calves as well as pedigree limousines. Alongside his family, he regularly exhibits at 9 of the northeast summer shows as well as the Royal Highland and Great Yorkshire. As well as summer shows, he also travels to England for winter shows. His reputation as a stockman and showman has seen him judge in England and at the Royal Highland Show.
We farm on the Crown Estate Farm. We've got just short of 1,000 acres total. It's all grass farm. We farm at 1,200 feet above sea level. We start at that, and we have run just short of about 90 suckler cows, and in that, as well as 15 pedigree limousine cows. They're all Belgian Blue cross, limousine cross, and all put to the limousine bull to try and breed butcher type and show calves. The calves are all sold from 6 months to a year old. They're born, there's some born in September, October, so they're sold as yearlings in September and October. The spring-born ones that are calving in March and April, they're sold from October and November straight off their mothers. We show some of them at the calf sales, but the other ones are we retain some to show during the summer, and then we'll show them during summer, and then they're taken right through, some of them, for to be sold at the Christmas. How I started showing was my father, he liked calves, breeding the calves and that, but he was never into showing. But we used to sell all our calves up in the local market in Tom and Towel, and I used to see them, people showing at them, and I always thought, right, I wouldn't mind doing that. So I would pick out one or two at home myself and just worked away and tried to get them sorted. And then I used to go down to, there was a boy in a croft, John Christie, and I went down there to help him now and again. And he was into his showing and that, and then he went to summer shows and all that, and I always thought, right, that's something I would like to do. So it just stemmed from there really, and we built up, worked away just slowly. You were never winning, but was always just showing. But I mean, you don't always win when you go to a show. You have to start at the bottom and try and rise to the top. A man called Winston, he would tell me bits and pieces of what to do as well, and then a lot of it was self-taught with bits from them, and then it stemmed from there. It's quite a big part of the farm, the showing of the calves, so. It's not easy showing them up in this part of the world, up in Tom and Towel, but yeah, we make the best of it, and we're pretty pleased with what we're coming out with. So, I mean, I always feel we're feeding cattle all winter. So that's if I'm feeding them all winter, I just like to show them during the summer. Well, it's a whole kind of family affair, like, because now my son, Mark, he's at it now, and he's keen on it. So he does the showing and the clipping and all that about for them. You know, I got my wife's involved, so she has to do the washing, and it's a whole family affair, really, like, because you've the halters and everything, all the white coats, everything has got to be ready for the next one. But it's a lot of work, but we enjoy doing it, like, so. First of all, you've got to get the mother. You have to make sure she's either breed it or buy them as young heifers. I buy a lot of them, like, and you have to get the right bull. You have to look after them. When you think it's going to be, you keep the 2 or 3 cows together with their calves, feed them, and just, you have to work at them and just thing. But normally when they're born, you can near tell if it's going to be a show calf. I do it the old fashioned way. Mine are all fed 4 times a day. When they come off their mothers, they're all fed 4 times. Well, a lot of work goes into showing, but there's a lot of preparation. I mean, it's not just a case of walking into a pen, put the halter onto the beast and you walk out. Like, do you have to train them, get them to walk? They're not all easy to do that. Some are more stubborn than others. And then you have to start getting the preparation as in dressing them. There's a lot into the dressing. Clipping their heads, their whole bodies, their lines, just get them all sorted. You've checked, make sure that their feet's okay. It's a lot of time consuming. They're all fed different. That's why I have them different pen. I mean, you could have 2 or 3 calves in a pen, but one of them might not be feeding as good as them, and so you have to take it out and give it a chance to get it going, like, and you have to, Christmas ones are fed different to the younger calves. So it's just takes a bit of looking after, and that's what I enjoy doing. Like, it's not everyone that can take out show calves and take out bulls as well. It takes, because they're being fed different to the calves. So you just have to tweak a boot at them, like, but they seem to work here, like, so. I breed them all, but I go to shows and sales, and we maybe buy 1 or 2 heifers for showing. It's mostly our heifers, because I mean, you're restricted. If you buy a bullock, you're restricted with what you can do with a bullock, because there's only one option for him. But if I buys a heifer, if you think it's coming out right good, I keep it for a cow. So I've bought a good few show heifers for cows, and hope for them to breed a show calf. Like, what I look for in a show beast is, first of all, it's the same when it's being born. I like, if you see the head coming out, you know you could be on something. I like a good head. I like them smooth, bend the loin, good loins, good width, bend the top, a leg in every corner, and a good walking beast with a good hindquarters. Not a massive hindquarters, because it kind of just good hindquarters, like, and just something with a bit of style and character. We start off in the year with the spring show, which is, well, we go there because I think it's a good advert for what you're trying to produce at the start of the year and what you've got. And you take them there against some of the other ones just to see how you're going to get on. But it's a good show to start off with. Like, the spring show takes a lot of buyers up from the south, they come from Wales, all parts of England. They come up south of Scotland. So a lot of people looking for a beast there to go on and for them to show in the summer and take through to the Christmas shows at the back end. But we sell an odd one, but what we're taking there is we are keeping to for us to show during the summer. Like, it just gives them a good start. As I say, I've been showing at the Spring Show for a number of years. We've been a lot of reserve champions, female champions, but in, I think it was 2019, we won with a heifer called I'll Be There. She went on and she won she was champion. She was a bought heifer, she was bought with her mother, and she, when I went to buy her, I just saw her in the pen with her mother, and I thought that's going to be a good heifer, which she was. Then I sold her there, and she was shown during the summer by the man that bought her. She was showing all summer in the northeast, and she won quite a numerous amount of shows. So last year I showed at the Spring Show, and I was champion there with a homebred bullock, and his name was Brewdog. He was sired by Beechmount Pacman. He was a bull that I bought in Carlisle. And his mother was a homebred cow, which produced the year before a bullock called Maui. And Maui won the baby beef down at the Agri Expo at Carlisle. He was baby beef champion. And then I went back there this year again with Brewdog, and Brewdog was reserve baby beef champion. So they were both two sons of my cow Bucks Fizz, which was a show cow. I showed her successfully at some of the local shows. She was champion at Granton, champion at Nairn. So she produces my top calves at the moment. Brewdog, he won the Spring Show, and then we took him home, and he really got going from there. And then we took him down to the Highland Show, and he was bullock champion at the Highland Show. And then we went from the Highland Show, he went to Yorkshire Show, and he was second in his class at the Yorkshire Show. And then he came up north to the North Shows. I was also showing a heifer called Vanessa. She's another homebred heifer. She was shown at 6 shows, and she was champion at the 6 of them. She was never beat. And now she's being retained for a cow. So hopefully she'll produce something that's going to go on and win like she did herself. So this year's show team that went to the Spring Show was my bullock here. He was by Beechmount Pacman out of a blue cow. Another heifer in the middle there, and the other heifer is Vanessa's half-sister. Now, when we went to the Spring Show, we had high hopes for the bullock, because to me, he's just what a bullock should be. And when we got there, they were all saying how good he was, and they thought he was going to do the business there, but unfortunately he won his class, but he didn't go any further, which was a bit disappointing, but that's what you get in showing. But as I say, it was my heifer that really surprised us. She is a good heifer, but she won her class, and then she went on to be reserve female champion, which we were absolutely delighted with. When the judge had them all lined up, I think the reason why the bullock, he went for a type, and he likes them wide over the plates and that, which a bullock has, but his 4 champions that he had stood there were all the same size, more or less the same weight. They were all from 420 kilos to 480 kilos. My bullock was sitting at 520 kilos, which was a bit big for him, I thought, and that's why, when you saw them, that's why the bullock wasn't picked, but I still say he was the best bullock. Now the Spring Show's finished, and that we're going to be busy calving for the next couple of months. Also lambing, we start lambing in April. So we'll be busy at that, but then after that, we'll get the team ready and hopefully we'll be heading to the Highland Show with some commercial cattle, and hopefully we'll have a couple of young bulls. Definitely maybe one anyway, heading there. And then we go from there. We'll do the Yorkshire Show and then come back and it'll be into the local North shows. So it'll be flat out there and showing it all them. So we'll have a full team for that. Like, it's a long winter up here and you're flat out all the time. So it's good, it's like a holiday, you go to the shows. Like, it's all about the crack and the fun and have a good laugh, and it helps you, because if you're stuck in the same thing, it can get you down. But it's something to look forward to during the time of lambing and that. You're thinking, all right, you can. And if I have a spare minute during the lambing and it's quiet, I come into my cattle and it's a great relaxing, therapeutic thing. Like, I find that with these. It's a whole family affair with us doing this. Like, so it's. I mean, I couldn't just do it myself. My son, Mark, he takes them into the ring for me. I just like to watch now from outside and criticise. We're lucky with the whole family, so it's all a family affair.